Hello everyone, welcome to my review of Iron Fist Season 2. My goodness, how did we get here? With the reception to not only the show, but the character as well. How did we get a second season of Iron Fist? How did this not get cancelled immediately? That is what I'm wondering. And also, how did it knock it out of the park and nobody saw it, sadly enough? Yes! Before we get into anything else, I would like to say that I am a big fan of this season, and I know I'm technically not supposed to be because the popular thing is to hate the character of Iron Fist. And while I thought that the first season was meh, and I thought that Finn Jones actually improved as the character in the Defenders, not fully, but still, I thought he was absolutely fantastic in Luke Cage Season 2, that one episode. Thought it was great, so I was very excited to jump into this, and man, the season does not disappoint. However, I do have some problems with this season, obviously, but that's more for the end, the outro kind of talk. I feel like I can really talk there about the problems. But yeah, anyway, this season forces Iron Fist to face off against his most trusted friend, a brother even, that being Davos, as was set up by the end of Season 1 of Iron Fist. And also, in a way, you can kind of see this season kind of mirroring what a Doctor Strange 2 would have looked like. Because in case you don't know, at the end of Iron Fist Season 1, Davos is like, you shouldn't have the Iron Fist and all that stuff because of the fact that he broke tradition and all. And then at the end of Doctor Strange, it's like magic shouldn't exist anymore because it's being spread around and everyone's using it all willy-nilly. And then the next one would have been the fight, but we didn't get that for Doctor Strange 2. But I'm happy we got this one, and like I said, this season is so much better. But first, cast-wise, starting off, we have Finn Jones back as Danny Rand, also known as the Iron Fist, and my goodness, he is really good in the role. I am such a huge fan. He is so much less of a thundering Dumas in this season. Like, it's unbelievable what they did here. They actually made him a competent character in a way. Yes, he still from time to time does the thundering stuff, but overall, you know, he is so much better in the role in this season. This goes to show that Finn Jones wasn't the problem. It was entirely the writing team. And yes, I would love to see him back in the MCU during Daredevil Born Again Season 2, but at the time of recording this, I have no idea whether that's actually going to happen or not. But I thought he was great. Also, his Iron Fist gets used more in the first episode of Season 2 than in the entirety of Season 1. It is just night and day. The quality is higher. Speaking of quality, I would also like to say thank you to the showrunner of Iron Fist Season 2, because I feel like this is actually worthy of praise. We have M. Raven Metzner as the showrunner of Season 2 of Iron Fist, and I thought he did a phenomenal job with this season. I'm so happy Scott Buck is gone. Anyway, continuing on with the cast. Next up, we have Jessica Henwick back as Colleen Wing. However, she has taken a little bit of a blow, as you could say, emotional damage and all that stuff, since the end of the Defenders and also the end of the first season. She's kind of hung up the whole dojo stuff, and she's just living there as an apartment now because, well, the last time she trained people, she trained them for the hand, so yeah, bit of a problem. However, the way that her character develops over the course of the season is actually really good. I really liked her because she has basically hung up the blade and does not fight anymore unless she needs to, like in Luke Cage Season 2. Then next up, we have Tom Pelfrey, I hope I said that correctly, as Ward Meacham, and my goodness, he is so fun. Like, this character to me was a lot of fun back in Season 1. I really liked the way that he would just freak out about everything. I thought it was great, and he's the same here as well with the whole great acting and all that stuff. However, what I love about this season as well is that we really get to see the brotherly bond that has developed since the end of Season 1 between him and Danny Rand, and also how much Joy basically cutting him out of his life, as we saw at the end of Season 1, has really damaged him. But he is such a good and entertaining character, and he also has a bit of a storyline of his own in this season, which is also kind of entertaining. I do feel bad for him though by the end of it, but hey, whatever, get on the plane. Then next up, we have Jessica Stroop, sure, look, I'm terrible with names, as Joy Meacham, the sister obviously to Ward Meacham, and she has really gone down the deep end, boys. She has gone dark. She's kind of gone a wee bit goth. As you can see with the outfits that she kind of wears in this season, it is a lot lot more black that she's wearing. She's gone the goth mode, sadly enough, after the fact that her brain was basically broken by the fact that her dad turned out to be alive for 12 years. The fact that Ward lied about that for 12 years, and the fact that Danny Rand came back into their lives and also destroyed everything, that just made Joy kind of break. And yes, she works with the villain in this season. However, the way that her storyline unfolds and the way that the actress actually portrays it, I actually found very entertaining. And then next up, we have Saka Dawan as Davos, the villain of our season, obviously. The brother to Danny Rand in the first season of Iron Fist, and also on Kunlun. And yeah, basically what he wants in this season is I'm gonna do it plain and simple. He wants the Iron Fist. That is what he wants because he doesn't think that Danny deserves it. And even though he is the villain, and he is most certainly a villain, he still sees everything that he does in the correct way. Like, this is how you're supposed to do it. I'm doing the right thing. I am helping people. And it's like, no, you're not. You are literally killing everyone in your way. You are like Punisher, but worse. And I love the way that the actor portrayed that. And then next up, this one is actually more of a cameo, but actually plays a larger role in this season as well, but it's more from like another show. That being Simone Missick back as Misty Knight. Yes, we have her back once again. And she's here basically on vacation, which you could have picked so many better vacation spots. But the reason that she's on vacation is because at the end of Luke Cage Season 2, she got offered the job as captain of the police, and she's kind of thinking about whether she should take it or not, because she doesn't really know if that really suits her, so she kind of gets involved in this whole season. And finally, I want to actually talk about the standout actress in this show, that being Alice Eve as Mary Walker. And when I say fantastic, I truly do mean it. Now, Mary Walker is a difficult character to talk about, so some slight spoilers ahead for Mary Walker, because that's the only way I can really talk about her. Anyway, she suffers from a condition known as DID. That means you got multiple people living in your brain. You know, the whole Moon Knight stuff? Yeah, that's her. So basically, we had that before Moon Knight. Everybody praises Moon Knight, but we already had it years ago with Mary Walker. And I think that the actress who portrays Mary Walker does a really good job at distinguishing the personalities that are here. And also the pain and the hurt that comes from having this disease, because of the fact that, you know, you're not in the driver's seat. You do not even know what happens when the other personality takes over. Like, you will be in like a military situation, and the next thing you could be naked on a bed. That's how you wake up. Turns out 3 years could have been passed since the last time you were in that war zone, by the way. But now you're naked in a bed. Like, that's the difference. Okay, that's what could happen. Or you could be performing surgery or something like that out of nowhere. It's like, for you, that is how it basically feels. Basically, you go to sleep, you wake up, and you're just in the middle of nowhere. And while I like how Moon Knight actually covers that as well, I also loved it here, and I thought that the actors did a really good job as Mary Walker, and I really wanted to just give that shout out as well. So then, that is the cast that I have to talk about. So let me talk about the problem that I have with this season, because of the fact that, well, it's not really a problem with this season, and also the point score at the end would have been 1 point higher if we got a third season of Iron Fist. I will say that right now. Also, something that I forgot to mention, I guess, is the fact that Danny is taking up after Matt Murdock. That was also very important. I probably should have said that at the beginning, but basically he's fulfilling his promise to Matthew Murdock, RIP the boy so far, even though that is technically the next thing in the MCU that we need to look at. But overall, my problem with this season is the fact of the way that it ends, because it has the most interesting setup for a next season, and then we just don't get that next season. However, unlike the other stuff, we actually needed the next season now. Like, with this show, we need the third season. Like with the other shows, outside of Daredevil, obviously, but with the other shows, it's like, okay, fine, you know. But here, I would have loved to see a third season. Now, I wonder if they're gonna give us anything with Finn Jones as Danny ever again. I would love to see a third season, or kind of like, you know, Born Again, or even just combine the two characters with Danny and Luke. Give us Heroes for Hire, but have the opening start off with basically finishing up the season 2 finale of Iron Fist, and then we go into like Luke Cage's stuff and we move on from there, because it has such an interesting ending and also a next season setup, and I just wanted more. And that is sadly enough why the point score is going to be 1 point lower than it would have been, in my opinion. Because I will say, to me, out of all of the Netflix seasons, this one is in the number 5 slot of the seasons of the Netflix era. The only stuff above it are the stuff that we have already reviewed, and also the next thing that we are going to review in the MCU. Because of the fact that it's like Punisher Season 1, Jessica Jones Season 1, and Daredevil Season 1 are above Iron Fist Season 2. And then above that is obviously Daredevil Season 3. But I will say that that is how much I loved Iron Fist Season 2. That it's just that high for me. So, my final verdict for Iron Fist Season 2 is going to be an 8 out of 10. Like I said, probably would have been a 9 if actually we got some follow-up on this stuff. But an 8 nonetheless. Very much enjoyed it. The improvements are just, it's night and day. It's just like, wow. I am so impressed. And just the fact that we never got a 3rd season is really the main problem that I have with this season. Yes, there are certain problems throughout the season. But like, it's like small stuff that I don't really feel like mentioning. But like, the big stuff is just for me the ending. But let me know what you guys thought about this season in the comment section down below. Did you guys also think it was such a huge improvement over season 1? Or do you guys think that this thing's trash as well? Let me know in the comment section down below. And with that being said, thank you all so very much for watching, and I hope you guys have enjoyed. And if you did, please like button, subscribe if you're new, if not already, turn on notifications. Don't forget to check out my Let's Play channel, link in the description and at the end of the video. And I'll see you guys next week for actually a break in the MCU, because we are going to be checking out the first Pokemon movie. And while I had a lot of fun making the spoiler talk, there are some issues with the review, but it was the first time me attempting to do a review of the Pokemon anime movies. So give me a break. I will improve with the next Pokemon movie review. Don't you worry about that one. But after that, we are gonna be going back with a man without fear who is technically supposed to be dead, even though if you stuck until the end of Defenders, you know that that is not true. Bye!